Hello and welcome to Dadas. This is the first of its kind, real life experience, women's talk show. And we come to you every Sunday answering frequently asked questions by women. Now, no topic will be out of bounds as we go out of our way to discuss all issues women. Today, we'll be talking about obesity. According to the World Health Organization, women are carrying 30% more weight by the time they're 30. To start us off, I want to talk to Myra. Hi, Myra.
Hi.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Karibu to Dadas.
Asante sana.
I would like, first of all, looking at you, nobody would believe you've ever been obese.
I know.
You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
We talked before and you told me when you began your life,
Yeah.
you were an ideal 50 kilos.
Yes.
Where, how, and when did you start to put on weight?
I started, throughout my early years, I didn't like how I looked because I was very petite, I was very small. And then there was the societal pressure that an African woman needs to look a certain way. So I wanted desperately to gain the weight. I wanted to gain a few kilos, at least to a point where if I dress up, I would command something, I would command respect or something.
Especially, I'm sure after you married, you were married,
Yes.
and you started having children.
Yes.
It started becoming an issue that you're not
Yeah,
looking African.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I wanted to look mama. So I set to gain the weight.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know that for many of us, we struggle with just losing even a kilo? So
I
you
know.
went out of your way to put on weight.
Yes.
How did you do that?
By eating. That's the best way I knew how.
Mm-hmm.
So I started eating. And unfortunately, I went all out. So I would eat anything and everything.
You are those people who we hate, eh?
Yes.
You'd walk into a room and whatever was served, you'd put
I
a
would-
nice fat portion
Exactly.
of chippos, rice,
Yes.
fried potatoes.
Yes.
Okay.
And when the pounds started piling up, at first it was a good feeling.
You were looking rounder.
Yes, and the clothes fitted better. But gradually, you don't realize. So you gain and gain until it goes out of hand.
Do you know the funny thing about weight is it creeps on you? Or that's
Yes.
what we think. We think that we...
Or an elf sews your clothes
I
in
know.
the closet.
You somehow don't realize it's one of those things that it's a slippery slide. Eh?
Yeah.
You just keep sliding,
Yes.
backsliding, and one day
Yes.
you wake up and you have slidden completely.
Completely.
So by the time you woke up, how
Yeah.
many kilos were you?
I was 78 at a size, 78 might not sound as much, but I shot from a size 4 to a size 16.
Wow.
That's like 12 dress sizes up.
So you had moved into, what are they called? The people in the large sizes, 16,
yeah.
18, 20.
Yes,
The plus.
almost.
You were in the plus sizes
Yes.
now. So all of a sudden.
Yes.
I'll ask you this question, which I'm sure many women can identify. Many ladies, dadas will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you looked at yourself in the mirror at home when you were without
No.
clothes, what did you
Oh.
think?
God, yeah, okay, it was depressing. The most depressing part was looking at myself from the side and seeing my bulging tummy hanging and actually this is what gave me all the stress, the back rolls, the love handles. So I would always look for something to cover up, So I would wear mini clothes underneath and baggy clothes on top.
You know, I can identify with you. Why are you talking about me? So you would stand and you'd see heaps of
God,
things,
yes.
hanging. I know that
Yeah.
feeling. And you just...
and I would try and suck them in, and those ones don't suck
They
in.
don't suck in because
Yeah.
I think it's fat.
Yeah, it's just rolls of fat because the tummy you can suck, but for the back fat and the love handles, you can do nothing about it.
Did you ever get any complaints from Muze?
No.
Really? He was happy with the...
Actually, even up to this morning, as he dropped me here, he was like, do you know, I never realized you were big until I saw your before and after photos. The reality had never hit him.
were both of you putting on weight together? Because I've realized when couples are putting on weight, they somehow seem to put on weight together.
It's so unfortunate because in that household, we were all eating the same, but I was the only one gaining. So I was the only big one. So when it went out of hand and now I couldn't stand it anymore, I don't look good, and I'm a casual dresser, so I really love my jeans. So when the point came that a size 34 jeans cannot go up, I have to wear 36, then reality hit me.
You said waking up.
Yes, reality hit me.
Okay. So what
Yeah.
happened? What did you do?
And the fact that at some point I would have to sit and unbutton my jeans to get comfy.
Especially when you've just eaten.
Exactly. So when that reality hit, and obviously the pressure, I
You told me that you had some you had some medical issues. What were the medical issues?
I became borderline hypertensive. It's hereditary from my end, having my sisters. My dad had taken medication for a very long time for the same. So I knew I don't want to go down that road. And I had a very good doctor who didn't want to put me on medication, because once he put me on medication, there was no turning back.
So now suddenly, you're not just big, but now you're becoming sick.
Exactly.
Alarm bells begin to go off.
Yes.
You begin to think, now I'm becoming like my relatives.
Exactly.
What is going to happen to me now?
And I was just I hadn't recovered from my dad's death. He was one of the healthiest eaters. He loved his veggies and all, but it was just he had been on medication for quite a long time, 30 plus years. So it was just, I'll say it's bad luck, because he had never been hospitalized for the same. So I was just coming to terms with that.
So death is...
Death
is becoming a reality.
Yes.
Now. You are sick, you are Dada's person.
Yeah.
You told me you couldn't climb stairs.
Yeah,
now
I was going out of breath. I couldn't sleep through the night. I would sweat, anxiety, Then the number of times I had to be rushed to the ER during the night was so many. And the turning point was when my daughter had to call an ambulance once to come pick me at 3 a.m. And she had to run out. We were only the two of us in the house. She had to run out in the rain because the guys didn't know the location. She had to run out to go and give them directions to bring them home, to take me to hospital.
Okay.
That was my turning point.
You just thought to yourself, enough.
And
this is something you can do something about.
Yes.
You came to that point where you thought, okay,
yes,
now I have to stop.
Exactly.
What did you do?
So I was mixed up, so I didn't know exactly what to do. The first thought was to join the gym.
Yes.
Yeah. So I joined the gym, and you can imagine you've never had any sort of fitness advice. You know nothing. You've never even skipped. The last time you skipped was when you were like 13 years old. So I went to the gym, and the aerobics class.
That's the worst one. Where people are moving at the speed of light.
Oh God. And I would go out of breath, and every few minutes I would run to the washroom to splash water on my face because I thought I was dying. Yeah? And I would get nausea. And there were a lot of bullies in that gym.
I know the gym bullies.
A lot of them.
Yes.
So it was so demoralizing, but I tried. And then to a point, I gave up. So I was like, gym is not for me. I tried getting a personal trainer, but the personal trainers I was approaching were the same trainers who were seeing me dying in their class. So none would take me on board. And I really begged. I mean, I'm paying, but they wouldn't. So I just went back home. I knew someone introduced me to a certain group, a Facebook group. And from this group, I learned that there are weight loss DVDs. You can work out from home. So that's what I did. I bought plenty of DVDs, and I would work out from the house, 20 to 30 minutes. The good thing is with home workouts, if you die in your living room.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If you puke in your living room, and no one has to know about it. So I did that, and then I started walking. I would do the 20 minutes in the morning, and in the evening I would walk for 11 or 14 kilometers every day. So I lost up to like 64, 63 kilos.
So you are walking 11 to 14 kilometers.
Yes.
Just explain, just so that some of us, I don't know, some people don't live in Nairobi.
Yes.
But if it was in Nairobi, where would you be walking from where to where?
I live in Kahawa, Wendani, just opposite the barracks. Yeah. So anyone who knows the barracks, from the barracks to the bypass, that was 11 kilometers. I would use the app, Myra, to track my steps and kilometers. So I would walk 11 to and fro. That would come to 11 kilometers. Then I was working in Kimbo, past Ruiru. So in the evening, instead of driving or taking a matatu, I would walk home. So that was 14 kilometers.
It sounds
initially,
like a very lonely thing, walking, alone.
Initially it was, but I wouldn't say lonely because there's a lot to see. The road is busy, and funny enough, you get people cheering you on, especially the touts. Oh, they cheer you on. So they're a lot. They're like, go. And they can see why you're doing it because you're in sports shoes and yeah. Okay. So sometimes I would add a load, maybe veggies, put them in a backpack, walk on my way home. I would increase the speed. At some points I would run. And yeah.
So in how long did you get to 64 kilos?
The first year.
It took you a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Then I hit a plateau.
Okay.
I hit a real plateau because my diet bit was all over the place. Okay. As in, I was trying to eat healthy, but I wasn't knowledgeable. So it was just bits and pieces that I was reading from Google, from Facebook. So you pick and try and experiment. So I went on smoothies, not realizing that sometimes smoothies can be carb overload.
I know, but we are told when you stop eating ugali, eat fruits.
Exactly. Fruits. And we forget that fruits are very high in sugars and very high in carbs. So in as much as they are healthy, you need to balance.
Okay. So in terms of now you're walking, what were you eating? What changed in your diet? Because I want us to see the lifestyle change that one needs to make.
Yeah.
What did you change in your diet?
At least the major thing I stopped was the processed foods that I did stop.
What are those? What are processed foods?
As in I started going for, instead of bread, pasta, rice, I would go for sweet potato, matoke, cassava, like our grandmothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you prepare the food? Did you boil it?
Steaming, baking. If I wanted to fry, I used healthy fats. I stopped going for deep frying, and I ate more veggies than the carbohydrates.
So in a plate, you'd put more. Three quarters would be vegetables and whatever, and then a little.
Then just a palm size carbohydrates. It was very hard at first, and especially watching people eating chapati, mkate. So I would indulge in those, but as a cheat meal. Yeah, not
once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while.
Not every day.
Yeah, I was a sweet tooth.
Okay.
A very sweet tooth.
So you used to eat cake a lot and biscuits and ice cream.
There was always chocolate in my bag. I would always go for ice cream. So those I had to drop completely.
Okay.
Yes.
So you get to 64.
Yeah.
And then you go on a plateau.
I go on a plateau.
What was your goal? Where were you going?
My main aim was to get to a size 12 or 10. Actually a 10. So when I hit the plateau, I went back to the drawing board. Okay. So I discovered it's the smoothies. So I dropped the smoothies and went back to eating 5 small meals in a day to boost my metabolism.
Isn't that interesting that you now ate more?
Yes.
But now it was intentional eating.
Yes.
Not it's lunchtime you fill a plate.
No.
It's dinner time you fill a plate.
No.
So you actually planned what you were going to eat for 5 times every day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would carry my meals everywhere I go. Even today, I have my meal bag.
So you carry your meals, you
Yes.
carry your own water.
Yes.
So you are very intentional about your eating. You
Yeah.
don't eat because it's lunchtime.
Yes.
Okay.
I eat because I have to have eaten. If it's my snack, it has to be planned. If it's my meals, they have to be planned. Yeah. So basically, Sundays are my meal prep days.
But isn't that very boring?
It sounds boring, but when you get the hang of it, when it's a lifestyle, you actually you can't do without it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So initially, and people find you weird because I would be somewhere where people are eating what is on the table, and I would fish out my food, and I'm very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd remove your ndomas and
Yes.
Your vegetables and start eating.
And start eating.
Okay.
And make sure at least I've eaten my dinner by 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yes.
So then it shrank to what?
Then I shrank to 54 kgs.
Woo! Only 4 after how many children?
I have 2 kids.
So you have 2 children, and now
Yes.
you are back to the way you used to look before. Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I didn't like how I looked.
Again?
Yes.
Why?
Because my arms were still flabby. Yes, the back rolls had reduced, but I could still see. You know, there's something about looking at yourself in the mirror. There's something about people out there looking at you and how you see yourself naked. That was the difference for me.
I'm telling you, don't talk about people seeing themselves naked. You have to stop talking those stories. Because I know any Dada out there knows what you're talking about. When you are dressed,
yeah,
you say, oh, you look wonderful.
Nice.
But when you look at yourself in the mirror, you feel depressed.
Yes, because you'd wear the corsets and tie, and you'd suck it in and look good. But how do you look when you're in the shower? Or how do you look naked? I want to look good naked as well. So,
wow, okay.
Yeah.
So then now,
and I had an obsession with a tiny waist.
Oh, you wanted a tiny waist. So you told me before you've become a cardboard.
Yes.
Now you are just a cardboard.
Yes.
You've lost weight, but you're a cardboard.
Yes.
So what did you decide to do after that?
I went back to the gym.
Now you went back to the gym.
Yes.
I'm sure the instructors now could take you in.
Actually, I met one instructor who had refused to instruct me, and he was so shocked.
Okay.
So I went back to the gym to build muscle.
Aha.
That's where the women get it wrong.
Most of us start the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
We want to go to the gym to lift the
Yes.
weights when we are full of fat.
You can balance. Actually, now I know you can balance, because then it's good because you lose weight while toning up. So you won't have a lot of saggy skin. You won't have a lot of flabby fat. You'll be good, but it's a delicate balance.
Okay.
But now, since I didn't know, I went back.
So now you have the Michelle Obama hands.
Yes.
You have
and they're not shaky.
I know.
And my back is smooth.
Your back is smooth, huh?
And I have the waist I've always wanted.
You are living the dream, eh?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, what is different now in terms of not just the way you look, but also your health?
Yes.
And emotionally?
I'm very energetic. I can't tell you. I only go to hospital for general checkups.
Okay.
Yes. The last time I was on medication for an illness is quite
a long time
ago. A long time ago.
Okay.
And I'm more energetic now.
Okay.
I'm more productive. Yeah.
And your self-esteem, how do you feel?
Ooh.
I know.
Way up.
I'm sure even the business has noticed.
Way up.
Like, don't talk to me badly. I can still leave you.
Yeah. It look good.
Yeah. But your self-worth sort of
yes.
is, you feel so much better, yeah?
A lot.
Okay. What would you say about the journey? What was that journey like?
It was tough. It wasn't easy at all. But I remained consistent through it all. That is the only thing. I never gave up.
You never gave up.
Yes.
Did you ever have times when you were just thinking, I've had it?
Yes. At some point, especially when you're not seeing the change that you want, it becomes demoralizing. But then I always go back to where I came from.
Okay.
And remind myself, do you want to go back there?
Yeah. So you've now been looking this hot for the last 3 years, you told me.
Yes.
3 hot years.
Yeah, okay, the 3 years was the journey.
Okay.
So actually, I'm enjoying myself now.
Now.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 years and now you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
When I grow up, I shall be you. For sure.
You can, and you can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Dada's Myra's story. An amazing story about somebody who's lost 28 kilos.
Yes.
Isn't it? 28 kilos. And she looks very hot. A mother of 2, a wife. But if she walked on the streets, she would be like, there'd be catcalls. When we come back, I want us to talk to Malcom Sila. He's got an amazing program called Biddeford Farewell, motivating a lot of people. We'll be right back. Go grab your tea. We're coming back. Welcome back, Dadas. Today, the World Health Organization estimates over 30% of ladies are overweight, and many of them heading towards obesity. We've been talking about obesity with Myra, and she shared an amazing story about how she lost 28 kilos by really putting her heart into it. I'm now welcoming Malcom Sila. Karibu sana, Malcom.
Thank you.
Malcom is the founder and current manager of Biddeford Farewell, which is a movement whose I think whose slogan is
Kwaheri mafuta.
Kwaheri mafuta.
Inspired health, Biddeford Farewell, Kwaheri mafuta, mafuta tunawachia gari.
Kabisa.
Yes.
Welcome. You also had a journey with the obesity.
Yes.
And because I don't want you to talk about, I want to talk about generally, I want you to give us a brief history about your struggle with obesity and then what you are doing now.
Okay. For me, I'm in the happiness business of photography. And, you know, it's different from journalism where you have just to document things the way they are. This one, you have to get people appreciating themselves, happy and joyful and so on. So my journey towards obesity was actually slow, very, very slow.
It's always slow.
Yeah.
Me and Myra agreed. It is a slippery slope.
Very slow. Looking at my pictures, I could just see how, you know, like it's a curve. I would travel somewhere for some work and the breakfast would be really good.
I know.
Oh, the
breakfast.
breakfast.
The sausages.
Yes. I would look at the breakfast and it's just calling me by all the names. So, yeah, I think the first time I saw 4 sausages on my saucer, I knew there was trouble, but anyway, it's only once in a while. So,
whatever, you know.
Yeah, so I just built it up slowly by slowly. And before I knew it, I was 98 kilos.
Wow.
And for my weight, for my height, mimi ni ule kijana round kabisa. Ule ujui anaenda ama narudi.
Wale wana describe you, kijana moja round.
I was round and then very chubby and all that. And then when I smile, my eyes just go closed.
I know they are.
My eyes completely disappear. Yeah, my eyes were disappearing.
They are buried in fat.
Yes. So most of the time, people are making fun of me and I don't know because I think I've said something funny, but actually they're laughing at me because they're looking at my tummy, they're looking at me, my head is down, sunk into my neck, as in a zero neck. So around that time when I was getting so obese, I started to wear a bow tie. And because I started wear a bow tie, because basically that's how you'd know where my neck is. Yeah. So I was like this.
Yeah.
So when I put a bow tie, at least you can see shingo yake iko hapo.
You once told me that
Yes.
one day you looked at yourself and you look like your uncle.
Yes.
There's an uncle of yours.
Yes.
And you looked at yourself in the mirror and you looked exactly like your uncle from Mushago.
Yes.
And that's when you realize Nikubaya.
Yes. And I know he's watching this. Biddeford Farewell, uncle. All right.
Mafuta
awachie gari kabisa. Mafuta awachie gari. Yeah, so I saw myself and I was like, hey, who's that guy? I looked very, very advanced in my age. My age was really, really, it's like I had an extra 10 or 15 years on top of that. And you know, in the culture we are in, especially for a man, if at all you look like that, it's interpreted as prosperity, you know, like hey, unaendelea vizuri,
uko sawa.
you know, people congratulate my wife a lot. They say, umempikia vizuri kabisa. You know, they would really like, she would take all the credit, but back home she was like, hey, you need to check on this.
Did you have any health issues that were coming up? Did you notice anything in your health, you know, manenos?
I'm grateful to God because I didn't have any health issues whatsoever. But I had some challenges based on being overweight, quite a lot of challenges. Some of those challenges were some things, some angles I used to take as a photographer, I couldn't take them anymore because, you know, sometimes you want to get a bit creative. You know, you want to do something.
Photographers lie on the ground.
Yeah.
They kneel down.
Yeah, now
you know,
the lying on the ground
all...
was not something you want to try because...
Even for kneeling. You know the one for kneeling.
Yeah, the kneeling, the what, then the knees would have issues. I would feel some weight on my knees. And, you know, I basically, towards the end, I developed a low self-esteem. Can you imagine? Yes.
That is generally what happens, I think.
Yeah. I got a low self-esteem. But now the funny part is, no one noticed.
Yeah.
Apart from me. I am the only person in the entire universe that knew I had a very low self-esteem.
When you looked at yourself, you didn't like what you saw.
I didn't like
But when you went out, you were the bubbly MC who everybody loved. You are the bubbly person.
Chubby. They used to say, they like chubby. They like, even now the others who are saying, no, Malcolm, you should not. I have my friend Moha. He really likes talking about that, saying that sasa ulikuwa unapenda ule jamaa mwingine. Ati alikuwa na kapoa na nini. There's one of my followers on Instagram. You know, aliandikia siku moja. She wrote to me and said, you need to at least
ongeza kidogo,
add a little bit.
Okay.
My gymming friend, he says to me, Malcolm, if you continue like this, you disappear. You know,
but when did you decide to turn the tables? How did you do that?
Yeah. Well, for me, actually, like I say, it was not really like this is my primary project that now I need to lose weight. I didn't have a mindset of how I look or how I will look. I had no idea how I will look. But I discovered that I decided to swim because I went to the gym. And the first time I went to the gym, the kind of exercises they were giving me, oh my goodness. I couldn't touch my toes. I couldn't, in the music that they were putting.
I know. You know, you're like.
And in the first place, I can't listen to that music on my own. So I tried, even if you try and put whatever genre, I couldn't be able to adapt. This one day I snuck in with my own music. I put it inside my headphones.
Earphones.
And then I put on a
hoodie.
No, it was those sweater kofia, you know, like that. And then I had my tracksuit, and then I was trying to just mime what they're doing, but it could not work.
So the gym was not your ideal
it was not
starting
my idea.
point.
I
so
tried,
what did you do?
Well, I paid gym, by the way, for like 3 months, a local gym where I was going, but I went there like 3-4 times. It was not working for me. So I just couldn't.
I hope gym people don't hate us on this show.
No, they will not hate us because now I'm a member of a gym.
Okay.
And I would really appreciate all the support these guys have put in, all the fitness trainers, and also the guys who, you know, just put out content on the YouTube for free, because that's actually where I can say that I became a Yego of some sorts, because I started to swim. Just joined a community pool where I just go pay 100 shillings and I get in to swim. So as I began to swim, I noticed that this is a solo sport. It's not something that you are doing as a group. At that time, you know, my issues with my own esteem and all that, I didn't want groups. When you tell me we go into a gym with 15 people to start jumping together.
And your stomach is sagging.
Yeah, my stomach is...
You have bits. I think, Myra, you know the feeling. Yes. You have bits of meat hanging everywhere.
Yes,
you start feeling you don't want to...
Yes, but mine was not hanging, actually. Mine was just nicely pumped, you
like
know?
This.
Like
it was hard fat.
It was like, like a balloon in front of my stomach. And so now what happens is I start swimming. So as I start swimming, and then my wife looks at me after the swimming. So I still come home carrying some fast food for the kids, and also I'm still eating the fast foods. So she asked me, "What are you doing? You're like going to get water from the river with a basket. Why don't you just decide? If at all you are swimming because of this, now get serious."
Get serious.
So she doesn't know this, by the way. Yeah, big shout out to you, Mama Glorious.
Yeah.
She doesn't know this. She is the first person that actually pushed me properly into the weight loss business, because I thought of it as, why not? And why not? So I said the first thing that had to go for me was tea, because I was a tea addict. I was taking a lot of tea. Kashai.
I'm sure that the dadas out there don't listen to this man.
Yeah,
Kashai is going.
Kashai for me, not for you. For me, Kashai had to go, because for me, I had to do 2 flasks of tea a day.
Myra, do you take tea?
That was my major.
It was your major weakness as well. Eh?
Yeah.
Gashai.
And with a lot of sugar.
I can't believe Gashai is going.
Gashai had to go. Then Gashai had to go, and then on top of that, I had to also adjust with my the snacks I'm doing and all that.
Yeah.
But I intensified on the swimming.
The swimming.
Yes.
You pushed the swimming.
I pushed it. So there are times I could do it for 3 hours.
Okay.
3 hours until someone would come, pay, they do their thing,
and then
they go, they're still wondering, hey, this guy works here or what?
Yeah.
I would just be in the water all the time until my fingers would go like water is getting in.
Okay.
But swimming, actually, the first 3 months, believe it or not, Pauline, the first 3 months
Is what?
I had cleared close to 17 kilos.
Wow. In 3 months you had cleared 17
Yes,
kilos.
yes. And it was not every day. You couldn't tell that you're losing weight until the shorts start coming off and you dive and, oh my God, you have to...
Yeah, you hold the kashot.
Yeah.
It came off in the water.
Yeah, then I went and bought a new one. And I started noticing some difference and so on. So, yeah, basically, the first 3 months, 17 kgs.
So now, how many kilos have you lost? Because I want to move to Biddeford Farewell.
Yes.
How many kilos have you now lost?
30 plus kilos.
30 plus kilos.
Yes.
Myra, you've lost 28.
Yes.
Okay. That's an 11-year-old, maybe 12-year-old person.
Yes.
So you are carrying
2 of my little boys.
2 of your boys.
Yes.
Everywhere you went.
Yes,
As you
everywhere.
climbed stairs, as you come
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
After you lost the weight, I know that in your journey, you started coaching other people. How did that begin? And how is that going?
Yes. In June 2018, after successfully Biddeford Farewell for about several months, I was posting my before and after pictures on my social media page on Facebook. And when I did this, now people are responding to these pictures like, you look so different. For me, I couldn't tell the difference, but others who saw me, they could see the difference. They go like, hey, congratulations, what else? I'm like, hey, what's going on? So now when I really looked at the pictures, I was like, wow, this is really something. And I thought about it. I was like, I've seen a lot of people on national television. They go for some programs. They go for programs, then they lose weight.
Yeah.
And then after the competition,
They just go back.
you meet them and they have collected their weight on the way. It's like they left it outside as they get into the supermarket. So when they are getting out of the supermarket, they collect their weight and then they go back to their life. So I said, I want to make a difference. I want to live a different kind of a thing. I want to do a life transformation of people. I was inspired by Chris Boyle. He's one of the life transformational people online. Coaches.
Yeah.
I was inspired by how people would, he would meet someone who's so big, and through motivation and helping them, connecting them with doctors, connecting them with nutritionists, connecting them with the right programs to do exercise, they would be able to actually get a new person in 365 days.
So you are doing your own. Because I know that you're doing a new program.
Yes.
And you have, is it 90 days? And you have how many people on your program?
So far, we have about 12 people.
12 people?
Yes.
Who are doing a 90-day journey?
Yes.
And they are losing weight in those 90 days.
Yes.
But I think for you, it's not just that. It's that they continue and have the lifestyle, that the proper, the good lifestyle.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Life transformation is a bit different from weight loss.
Yes.
Because it's, a lot of factors, Pauline, influence that weight gain.
You told me that.
Yes, a lot of factors. And some of these factors are not based on your table. They're not what basically you're eating. It's many of the times are other things that are running in the background, that if you don't work on them, they still come back. And that's why the phrase bid fat farewell, kwaheri mafuta, as in mafuta wachia gari, as in hashtag nini ingine hiyo hashtag mafuta achia gari, hashtag kwaheri mafuta, bid fat farewell. I chose to get a tagline, inspired health, because one, I'm not a medical person, but I know what the story has done to others. And there's one of my brothers I like, he's the only one I like giving a shout out whenever I get an interview. My brother Andrew Daktari, he's the one who saw that post when the page had like 2-3 people only. He saw the post and he wrote to me. He said, I want to do this. I want to do this. And we've been working with him in the journey, and I can't wait for his unveiling, the time that he will get unveiled and all that. So in this program is majorly, we have the fan page on Facebook. If somebody wants to follow, it's Bid Fat Farewell, just BID,
hashtag,
Bid Fat Farewell, or just do a hashtag on Instagram, Bid Fat Farewell, it will bring it up. And once you join that fan page, it's more like a blog where I just post normal stuff I'm doing, or things. Sometimes I throw in a juice in there, I throw in a diet in there, but that's not primarily the bedrock of Bid Fat Farewell. It's more of inspiring health, so that people can actually get a 360-degree U-turn.
Like Myra.
I
know,
Myra.
Yeah. Myra is living the dream, man.
Yeah, she's living the dream. She's living the dream. She's a success story. And actually, what I like about Myra, she has the Ukitaka Kukonda and Ukitaka Kunona program.
Yes. Yeah, she does.
If you want to get, you want to add kilos, what she did, and if you want to reduce, what she did, and what I'm doing personally to maintain and to keep and to bid fat farewell is just basically a lifestyle transformation. It's more lifestyle transformation as opposed to this diet and that exercise.
Myra, we were talking about, you were telling me that the most amazing thing for you is that when people get on a lifestyle program, that they work at it, and that it's long term. It's not the usual Kenyan thing, where you wake up, you lose 10 kilos, and you're like, yay!
And then you get all excited, and then you go celebrating and gain back 14.
Yes.
It has to be a sustainable lifestyle. Yeah.
That's
and
right.
that's why I like both your stories, because it's walking, it's swimming for 100 bob. It's affordable.
Yes.
It's something a Kenyan can afford.
Yes.
And food that Kenyan can afford. Ndoma, cassava, vegetables, things that are doable.
Yes.
We're not asking you for grapes, olive oils, I don't know what.
Yes.
Okay.
Those ones do come because...
They do come when you can afford them, but work with what...
Begin where you are.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think what I've noticed is the more you invest in your body, the more you invest a little, you see a result, then people are willing to go investing more and more.
Exactly.
So you change your oil, the cooking oil, then now you start eating grapes. People, I don't know.
Even Pauline, you see, I started swimming in a community pool, but not anymore.
But now there's swimming more. I see your pictures.
No, wacha story mingi. Tunaingia kwa maji imechemushwa.
I know. Now you are ready to pay the price for your body. Your self-worth is up there.
You know the question I asked myself, how much is a trip to India because of sickness?
It's true.
or just one of the hospitals,
Yeah.
when you have to queue for long hours in hospitals, and cancer is a big problem in our country, which is mostly because of the lifestyles. There are some people who tell me I don't Biddeford Farewell because I'm lean already.
Yeah.
But they say, I can eat anything and not add weight. What they don't know is that 98% of all the sicknesses, lifestyle sicknesses, originate from food. So you can be very lean, you eat everything, but inside unabeba ugonjwa.
I call it skinny fat.
Skinny fat,
you have a lot of skinny, and it surrounds your heart, your liver, all the
visceral fat.
Visceral fat, which is really, really dangerous.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to ask the two of you, when people eat, this is really important for dadas to understand.
Yes.
People don't just eat food, they eat emotionally. So especially women, Myra,
Yes.
when you are down,
Yes.
you go, you reward yourself.
crave.
When you crave for,
Yes.
I don't know, chocolates, or you
All
crave
the sugars,
for sugars
and fatty foods.
and fatty foods.
Yes.
And especially sometimes because of our menstruals.
Yes.
So there comes
You
a
get
time
the
when
cravings.
you get very big cravings. What does a woman do?
You have to make the choice, because sometimes I told you I was
Yeah, you
sweet
are a
tooth.
sweet tooth.
Yeah. So sometimes what I do, instead of reaching for that bar of chocolate, let me go for an orange.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not even hungry. Sometimes it's not even the craving. Probably you didn't sleep. Actually, sleep affects you. Because if you don't sleep well, then you'll wake up craving all.
The wrong things.
If you do that 2 days in a row, you'll wake up craving all the wrong things. So get good rest and then reach out for that fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will give you that.
Yeah, it will satisfy you, and although it's high in sugar,
Yes, but it's
better than a
ice
chocolate.
cream, it's better than chocolate.
Yeah.
Or go for dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as sweet but it's healthy. The
Okay.
90% cocoa has benefits
Okay.
than just the regular sugar.
You know, originally, you, Malcolm, you told me you are a counselor, and that all fat people began somewhere.
Yes.
And it began with something that happened. Do you
Yes.
notice that people begin, like Myra said, it began with her being a wife
Yes.
of two.
Yes.
And then now she was just being like, people are talking badly about her. They're asking why she's not putting on weight. So she thought, let me jaribu. But you told me that people eat because they long for something.
Yes.
How? Please explain that to our viewers.
You see, this is one of the leading causes of obesity. The reason why you're eating could be not necessarily hunger.
Yes.
It could be probably you have a disappointment, or probably you know, maybe you don't have even enough food. Yeah, you don't have enough food. So whenever you get the food, your body says, this person
Let's
store this food because we are not sure when we're gonna get it next. So let's just put it in. Or maybe you're on a one meal kind of a lifestyle. So all the food that you eat is all going to be stored. Maybe the wrong time you're eating also at night because you are busy working for the family. You are there in the farm, uko pale shambani, unafanya kazi, unakamua maziwa, saa 10, all this thing. You know, even this person mashinani kabisa. That's where we have also problem of obesity.
Kabisa nowadays kwanza.
Yeah.
The mamas are
like
wamejenga.
Yeah.
Kachai, kanini, all the time eating.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we leave, I'm told we have to leave. The two of you are strong.
Yes.
You've been gymming,
Yes.
swimming,
Yes.
walking, I
Yes.
don't know what. Malcolm, you had said you want to take on Myra.
Yeah.
In a fist fighting.
Where
fist,
where
what is
fist
it called?
hapana, where's a piga? Hey. I'm
wrestling.
wrestle, yeah.
Myra, you're soon, in September, you're going to be going for a...
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that in a few
I'm actually prepping, leaning out for a bodybuilding competition in September, God willing.
Yeah.
So you are going to beat him now. So
Yes.
This is
Yeah,
Dadas.
no, this is the
This
deal.
is Dadas.
Yeah.
And therefore, the two of you are going to have a small arm wrestling.
Yes.
And Myra, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you so
I
much.
am rooting for you.
Thank
so
you.
you can put your microphones down. I want to see some action here. Where you are defeated, Malcolm.
Wait a minute. Okay, fine.
Where you are actually completely defeated.
I have to obey because I'm at a Dada
I know,
show.
you're at Dada's show.
I have to
and
obey.
So,
Yeah.
can you try a little bit? Lakini usimshinde.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah? Aya, twende.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. There you go.
Mnaweka zile beats za
Tutaweka beats za haya. Myra defeat him. This man can't weza you. Yeah, go. What? Myra, he can't. But then he's putting up a strong fight. This is so wrong. Malcom, be defeated. Malcom, be defeated.
Ladies and gentlemen. Now, Myra, you know what?
Yeah.
You have won. Or you have beat me in arm wrestle. Mimi nitakupiga picha.
Nakubali.
Utapiga picha, glorious photography.
So I think you've just been invited for a
photo shoot.
For a photo shoot.
Thank you.
And don't feel shy.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you prepare for September, go and put out your muscles over there.
Yes.
I'm rooting for you in September.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
Yes.
And as I said, when I grow up, I'll be you. Malcom,
Yes.
Biddeford Farewell.
Kwaheri mafuta.
Mafuta watia gari.
Mafuta wachia gari. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dadas, for watching. We've had a really amazing show. I think that we've picked up a few things. If you want to stay healthy, you have to be intentional about what you eat and about how you exercise. This is really important. Simple things like walking, simple things like climbing the stairs, swimming. Be intentional about the food you choose to eat. Don't just eat carelessly. We all want to be healthy and happy. So until next Sunday, we love you. Baraka. Have a good week.